So now we have the correct pitch. We've outlined the roof plane, and it is time to identify obstructions and shading. So, as we saw last time, there's a chimney right here, and there is a vent stack right here. So, different obstruction tools are right here. Vertical obstruction is something that is taller, and that's not flush with the roof, so that's a vent stack or a chimney. If there were a skylight, we'd select this one, which means it's not going to cast shading because the modules will be about the same height as it. So if there's ever a skyline, you would just outline it on the as you see it on the roof. But for the chimney, we're going to use this tool to do both the vent stack and the chimney. So we highlight the area, and I'm just going to ask you the height. 1 to 3 feet, 4 to 7, or greater than 7. Now if we take a look, it's relatively small, so we should keep it at the 1 to 3 feet. So to get the chimney, you got to get it right on the edge. If you're not on the edge, it's not going to let you select it. Outline what you see, and we'll take a look again, and be careful what that blue line hides, but it looks like there's a tip of the chimney that's larger than the base. So I'd almost say that this is going to be about 7 feet off it. Maybe that's a bit conservative, but it's better to be conservative than aggressive. So now it's time to identify all the trees that could potentially cause shading. So as we said, anything below that line could potentially cause shading. So it could include this tree here, because part of that's over that line. It's just all things to be aware of. So this is where the side view is very helpful. We can see that those trees are actually quite small. Now you want to get it from all angles because it can be deceiving, but it looks like the trees on the side are not as tall as the roof. But this tree is definitely going to be a problem. So take the tree tool. You want to kind of identify where the base of the tree is. So it looks like that's right on the corner of those 3 properties. Ish. And once you've selected it, you can move it around. So you want to get it, doesn't have to cover the entire tree, but you want to get it around most of it. So it doesn't need to get those branches that are, just tweaking past there, but get the bulk of it, and then you got to pick what the height is. So let's talk that process through. Again, you really got to see which view is most telling. It looks like this one. This view is giving you the best idea of the height of that tree. So these houses are somewhere between, I'd say, about 30 feet tall, and that tree is clearly, it looks like, double the height of these houses. So that's at least 60 at that double, but whatever you think it is, I would add another 10 or 15 feet to it. So let's say I thought that was 70, I'm going to go with 85 to be conservative. Because if we go and we propose to the client that it's only a little bit of shading and ends up being a lot, then that's a problem for us. But if it's less shading than we thought, then we should be good. So we've got that tree. And it looks like there's also a tree right behind it that's about the same height. So what we can do is we can duplicate and bring it back there. And we can duplicate it and bring it to this tree. And let's find the height of that one. That's also a tall guy. Adjust the size of it, but I'd say 85 is fine. That's just about the right size for that. Maybe even 90. Any other trees that are east or west of this? It wouldn't hurt to model this tree. In fact, you should, just to be precautious. I'll say it's about 40 feet. We got this guy. We got these two guys. Looks like there's one right here. So let's take a look at that one. Maybe about 50 feet tall. So that's probably not going to cause shading, but we'll say 55. There's two of them right there. But again, we want to be conservative with this. And this one is behind that line, so it shouldn't cause us any problems. Although, if it were a little bit over, we definitely would put it in place. So, we've got all our trees, and we have all the obstructions. We're comfortable with the sizes of the trees. So at this point, you can hit Generate Design.